house here in Oklahoma City is set.
The night for Ja Morant, and a lot of that had to do with...
How does this one end as underway here in Oklahoma City?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They got to control the boards, and they can't turn the ball over against OKC in Game 2 and expect to come out on the positive side of the outcome.
Lou Dort misfires on a 3-1. That is the face of the franchise for this Grizzlies team. Lead his team back. Desmond Bain, hip fracture. Suffered that injury early part of November. Second significant injury for him, obviously, early in his career. As he finally gets us our first point. How does Memphis navigate their offense here against this just unbelievably talented and gifted Thunder defense? As Ja now has missed his first 2. Edey crashes the glass.
OKC, it's their worst field goal against an opponent, and as a result, it's because...
I just expected a little more fire. That last play, Kenneth, if I'm being real with our viewers, that was a little too nonchalant for me.
Well, let's see how Ja comes back after a quiet start. That's Conchar from 3. Memphis is now 0 for 7 from deep. SGA over Aldama. Too much.
And that
and
right
look at
there.
the hustle. Isaiah Joe, then SGA, and they're going to get a block. It'll be on Bagley underneath, and that'll be his quick second personal. And free throws coming up for Gilgeous-Alexander with the Thunder up by 11.
Hi, I'm Kenny the Jet Smith. This is Charles Barkley. Charles G.A. Ooh, I'm going to go with Ja tonight.
All right, the authorities have spoken, and we will see if Kenny and Chuck are right. As we move on to the 4-minute mark here, Conchar, as we get a whistle off the ball.
And of course, how do you get Ja going? Looks like Ja's getting to the paint but not finishing. How do you get him going in the finish out the half?
Yeah, he's doing a great job getting into the paint, and those are the shots he usually makes, so we keep trusting each other.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
Photo there from Jackson. Just can't imagine, Candace, what the last month or so has been like for Isolo. Again, taking over for Taylor Jenkins. Nice little floater from Hartenstein. He looks over towards that Memphis bench. But a guy who has been in the league and in the country for less than a year, thrust into this kind of a spotlight role for a team that for most of the year was in the top 5 in the Western Conference. Just hard to put into words.
And when Coach Isolo took over, as Pippen Jr. knocks down the bank shot in the paint, when Isolo took over, Memphis Grizzlies and have gone 4 and 5 in his tenure. But the Grizzlies have improved defending the 3, but in terms of getting going against the matchup, I mean, this is tough, as they were 0-4 during the regular season against Thunder.
Look at Jalen Williams. Those cat-like instincts with his hand. Those haymakers in bunches, don't they?
Just the paint on all of these threes, which is the toughest for a collapsing defense to get out in contest. And also, as a shooter, that's where you want the ball to come from.
Biggest lead. Have hit 6 of their last 7 from the 3-point line to ignite this break. Pippen Jr. is going to reset. But just when you thought Memphis was starting to pull closer. Ran from deep, that's no good. Tracked down by Gilgeous-Alexander. Team shooting. Gilgeous-Alexander double team. This is Caruso from deep.
And right there, that extra play right there by Joe is the difference in this OKC Thunder. Yeah, it's glitz and glamour.
It's been pedestrian by his own standards over the first game plus of this series. Again, just 15 points in game 1.
And they're still up 18.
Jaren Jackson, boy, he's hit a couple of those tough leaders tonight. So that gets it down to 16 at least tonight. You look at your 2 stars, Morant and Jaren Jackson, after what happened here in game 1 Sunday. How would those 2 fare? Jackson now with 11, and Morant's got a dozen. SGA misfires, Candace, and another offensive rebound. That time it's Dort.
And OKC is not a fantastic offensive rebounding team because they shoot the ball so well, but they're a timely offensive rebounding team.
Unreal. Hartenstein rips it away from Edey and Jackson. Edey got a fingertip on it, and then it's last touched underneath by the
rebounding and getting those free extra loose balls. And the Grizzlies just seem like talking about energy and effort in the playoffs. 3D.
Desmond Bane hasn't been able to get his game going. A little bit short. Dort now 2 of 6 from deep. 3.5 left to play in the quarter. John Morant, 15 points. Taking on all comers and hits a tough turnaround fade. And he's barking at the officials. He's
About that. John Morant jumps so high on blocks, but also on the extension of his jump shot.
Boy, Williams just brilliant with his feet. Everything but the finish. Cut it to 10, maybe even less with a 3. Aldama. As we cross the 3-minute mark. Aldama from deep. Off target. Caruso, good box out from Bagley.
Caruso again does a great job boxing out Bagley and secures the rebound.
Gilgeous-Alexander slithers in tight. Williams from deep. So the Thunder pulled off a little bit from 3. Now down inside of 37% for the night. Aaron pass, Morant trying to get it underneath.
And as a little guard, the thing you hate as a post player is chest into your shoulder. It doesn't give you the opportunity to go where you want, and I think the Thunder have to be better in this 4th quarter against him in those spots.
Caruso left open, and he makes him pay for it. And the Thunder 4th. SGA on the bench. And John Morant on the bench for Memphis to begin this 4th quarter. Scottie Pippen Jr. working on the perimeter against Joe. Gets a screen from Edey. Going to turn, fade away. That's a tough shot. Edey trying to save it, but it's taken by Williams. Isaiah Joe beats him down the floor. Morant up and under.
He just makes plays like that make you...
But too little, too late for the Grizzlies. SGA contested 3.
And right there, SGA, his shots doesn't change whether the ball's going in or not.
May have been the toughest 3 he's taken tonight. As John Morant hits on the baseline. That'll get him to... They'll get a reaching foul here. Gilgeous-Alexander trying to turn the corner. SGA probing. Hartenstein. Holmgren still working.
The missed floater. And then the hustle back on the other end. With the film, what you're going to show as a coach, you're going to show those extra efforts. And then on the other end, you're going to show that as well. If you're the Grizzlies, you got to clean that in games 3 and 4.
Hartenstein trying to put him to sleep. Aldama's 3 is going to get another chance and hits. So it was much better for Memphis in 16 games this season. Just mind-numbing. Turn around, Hartenstein still hitting the offensive glass.
No matter what gym, where you're at.
They're just a bunch of hoopers. Love to play. Holmgren got a piece. And the exclamation point. They just do not stop. Jaren Jackson trying to fend off the defender. Aldama's dunk. And the officials say offensive interference. Tick off the clock. And Oklahoma City with another convincing win.